Now, moving on, the Duchess of Sussex, Meghan Markle, has said that it was humbling to discover her Nigerian roots. But now she's also discovered some ancestry in Europe too, because according to records, her great-grandmother, Mary Bird, was born in Malta in the middle of the 19th century. So she's 43% Nigerian, with also having roots in Malta. Well, join me now to discuss this is the royal correspondent and writer Michael Cole. Michael, so this seems to be turning into something of a global DNA tour, a diversity tour. You've heard of the Maltese Falcon. Now we've got the Maltese Meghan.
Well, Martin, you've hit the nail on the head. Meghan Markle's Maltese connection is as elusive and illusionary as the Maltese Falcon in that famous 1940s Hollywood noir film. The ancestry is really quite simple and it's quite interesting. There was an English soldier called Thomas Bird. He was based in the garrison in Dublin. He met a girl from Belfast called Mary McCook, and he was then based to Malta, and she went with him, where they had a daughter called Mary Bird. And when little Mary Bird was 4 years old, the garrison, the regiment, the Cheshire Regiment in which he was in, he were based and sent to Canada, to New Brunswick. There, unfortunately, Soldier Bird died, and Mrs. Bird, with her young daughter, married another man, and they moved to America. And from then on, the great story of Meghan Markle continued. So perhaps the islands, the three islands of Malta, will be pleased or relieved, we can't tell, to know that there is absolutely no Maltese antecedents with Meghan Markle, not a bit of it. It's another one, it's another piece of the puzzle, the wonderful story of Meghan Markle. But Maltese connection, there is none.
Yeah, well, maybe she's made the Maltese cross. Let's move on to another story that's caught my eye today, Michael. And it's, how should we put it, this obscure portrait of the Princess Kate on the cover of Tatler magazine by a Zambian artist, Hannah Uzer. It's drawn some pretty unflattering reviews. The Telegraph said there, its jaw hits the floor bad. There it is on your screen there. Now, Michael, I think my daughter could do better than that, and she's no Monet. She's only 10.
It's dreadful, isn't it? It's as dreadful as Jonathan Yeo's red portrait of the Red King was brilliant and wonderful. It is really a daub, a most dreadful daub. And what Tatler's doing, sticking it on the cover, I have no idea at all. I think she's got the garter sash right. Everything else is wrong. Certainly the features, certainly the deportment, everything about it. I have no idea why on earth that would be put on the cover of such a long-established, it's the Toff's Bible, isn't it, Tatler? I don't know what they'll think of it at all. And I don't think it's helpful either, because at this moment, as we know, Kate, the Princess of Wales, is undergoing a treatment for an unspecified cancer. To have a picture of her, which might have been done by that man who did the Scream. I forget his name now, that Norwegian. Everybody knows that. Munch, that's right. Munch. I remember dear old Barry Humphries having great fun with that. Mr. Munch might have done this if he'd thought of doing a portrait of the Princess of Wales. No, I think it's best forgotten. I think it's one of those magazines you just want to turn it over and see the advert on the back page.
Yeah, and it says, again in that Telegraph review, that the artistic interpretation of Kate holds herself with the bored bearing of an air stewardess about to begin an in-flight safety demonstration. Michael, I can't say it any fairer than that. It's always a delight to have your company on the show. You stay safe out there, Michael.